Blinking. You. I did silent clap.
I'm gonna show your silent clap with the audio of my clap, so it's gonna be like.
It's going to look so stupid.
There we go. I'll have to pick one of those.
Yeah, pick one of your
I don't
great
know which-
claps.
yeah.
You did like 20.
They're not great. They're great. I
Did not
promise
say
you, very
anything.
good. Best clap in business.
Hey guys, welcome to A Filmmaker's Brain, where I'm the only one taking things serious ever. That's also a joke because I'm an ass. Welcome to A Filmmaker's Brain.
That's also a joke. I'm an ass.
Welcome to A Filmmaker's Brain. This is episode number 11.
Whoa.
And today we're going to talk about Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge, which is
Moulin Rouge.
actually an American movie, but about a part of French, and it's made in 2001, and it's a musical, it's drama, it's comedy, it's adventure. It's like there are so many genres. There's nothing that can in one word describe this movie.
You know what I just realized?
What?
Not a single person speaks French.
No.
No.
Well, I think
He's from England,
yes.
going to Paris.
Paris.
And nobody there speaks French.
No, but
Oh.
that's very common in American movies anyway.
Yeah, I
like,
guess,
but sometimes you have at least someone with a French accent, but we don't have that here.
No.
We don't work like that.
Roxana.
I don't think he has a French accent either.
No, but I love him. He was like my favorite
Yeah,
in the whole movie.
he's cool.
Fuck the main guys. No.
Yeah. Fuck the main guys, I guess.
What was his name? I never
That's
remember.
I know.
We're just gonna
That's
call
the
him-
Albanian acrobat.
Oh
I think.
no, the
Argentinian.
Yeah.
The Argentinian. So Moulin Rouge is a production from 2001, and it's about this very, very poor writer who is moved to Paris and is sitting there in his little tiny poor apartment, and suddenly this sleepy unconscious Argentinian is
Sleepy.
falling through his roof.
Yeah.
Because apparently he has this narcolepsia dysfunction thing.
It's a real thing.
It is a real thing.
Because that sounds really dangerous.
It is, but it's a real
No,
thing.
okay.
It's really weird, but
Pretty cool.
they made a fun part out of it. And basically this ends him up with meeting the rest of the people who is in the apartment above him, rehearsing a play, which they don't really know what it's about. It's a very weird production, and he's up there, and suddenly someone is suggesting that he'd write the play with the original playwrights, and the original playwrights get so angry, so he leaves, and it suddenly ends up with why am I always losing names when I'm talking about?
I never understood the whole thing with the voice of the youth.
No?
But the whole movie is taking place at 1900, right?
Yes.
Or 1899.
Yeah.
To 1900.
They're talking about the kids of the revolution, like artists taking over the world, making
the new voice.
making art a new form of speaking to the world, basically.
The revolution.
It's very close to Rent, which is a movie about artists in New York, which is also a musical coming a couple of years later.
Does it take place in the same era?
It's no, it's not in the same era.
No.
This is in the 80s, but
Okay.
it's very similar.
Cool.
It's
Really?
very
Yeah.
similar to the story, basically, because it's about artists that want to make a revolution.
Yeah, so they see him as
They see
new
him
voice.
as the new voice of the revolution, and it ends him up by meeting the main actress of the show that he's about to write, which is called Satine, and she's also a, in lack of better words, prostitute. But they
Hoorah.
never
Sorry.
they never use They never use that word in the movie, though. They
Yeah.
always say that she sells her love to men and that she's an enchantress and stuff like that. And at the same time, they have this guy running the theater, and he's in need of an investor, and the investor is also very interested in Satine. And that's where we have our main conflict, basically.
Triangle drama.
Triangle drama about love. And also, like, this movie is so funny because it is a musical, but it has no original song written. It has 31 songs that were already made before, and it's by Queen, it's by David Bowie, it's by there are so many different songs.
Dalai Lama? Is that her name? No?
No.
Someone.
What?
Another. Also, other people.
Yeah.
Singers.
Yeah, sure.
But it's like
You
famous,
lost me, but okay,
famous, I don't know.
You're gonna look this up, and
Yeah,
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna-
put this in the video by text.
It's
to
not Dalai Lama.
yeah,
maybe.
no.
But it's close by. The name is like.
There's a lot of songs in this movie, and they have made it so bad that it's good in some ways. Like, they have used songs as lines in the movie, like when they are about to begin a song, they start talking the lyrics, and it's like a few of the songs are so well known that you instantly know that, oh, this is what they're doing, and you start being all, yeah.
Well, the
okay.
show has to go on.
Yeah, show must go on, and they use it in the beginning when they have My Song, which is like, it's a little bit funny, there's a feeling inside, like, it's super funny made, but it's also, you see what they're doing.
Yeah, and okay, so here's a question. What is it that you love about this movie?
I love about this movie that's, it, like, this is it. If you had, like, if you took everything out of your refrigerator and put it in the same pot, and then you just, hey, I'm putting this on the highest, like the highest level of warmth, and we'll see what becomes out of it. And suddenly it starts boiling and bubbling, and it's like,
I think people is like, I have like one onion and some old milk in my fridge.
okay,
Why
that would not make Moulin Rouge. I'm sorry, but if you have a full fridge of different weird things, you start putting Pop-Tarts with cucumbers, with onions, with meat, with breakfast cereal.
The movie is really grand.
It's very
like,
grand, and it's
whoa.
very unexpected. Everything that happens, like, I rewatched this yesterday before the podcast with my friend Martin, and shout out, and it was almost funnier watching Martin's reactions because he had never watched it before, and it was so many times where he like,
what's going on?
What?
Okay.
No. it was so funny because, like, I've seen this reaction on many people before, and since it's a very, they know what they're doing. They know that they're making something grand, but something weird, but
Yeah.
something funny.
But I don't know if they wanna, because sometimes it's like, obviously they're trying to make a comedy, right?
Yes.
They're trying to make it funny.
Yes.
That, like, sometimes, and like the sound effects and, like, you know, the camera angles and like the transitions, everything.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they are super duper dramatic.
Yeah.
And you're like, but this part is actually good. You know the whole Roxana part?
Yes.
That's like my favorite scene because it's really like good. It's really good,
Yeah.
and I almost like cried, you know. It was really good.
Yeah. But like, this musical has become a classic. Like, everyone who's interested in musicals love Moulin Rouge. Like, and it's not just a thing like everybody loves it. Like, everybody loves Moulin Rouge, and I think that it's because that they took something that was new for their time. Like, all of the effects. It's I don't know who looked it up, but someone said that it's one of the first movie using like post-productional effects and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Like CGI,
like
do you
yeah,
know?
CGI,
Okay.
like stuff like that, and it's not well done. Like you see in the movie, like super bad effects, but somehow it
I thought it
mixes
works.
in with the artwork.
Yeah.
It mixes in with the aesthetics of the movie.
Yeah, it almost
So-
felt like a history living book.
Yeah.
You know, that they went through.
I think of it as a collage. Like you
Yeah.
take a lot of different things you like and you put it on the
together.
same page, and then you go like, I made a masterpiece.
And this is a red ball in white and gray. No, it's,
Yeah.
but I understand, and I think it works, and I think I understand also like why it's classic
Yeah.
or why it's loved,
Yeah.
because I wouldn't compare it to Hausu, but I would compare it to Hausu a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
I know that you've heard about Hausu,
Yeah.
but maybe you haven't seen it.
No.
And it's like this super weird Korean
Yeah.
movie. Like it's so weird.
Yeah.
Like all the effects and everything. Like it cannot be described.
No.
It's super weird. Like super weird stuff happens.
Yeah.
And I think it's easy to say that it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
But I really think that it works in the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to see this with you because your reaction is gonna be so hilarious.
Okay.
But at the end, you're like, you know what? I understand.
I accept this. I respect this.
You're like, okay, so it's so bizarre that I almost understand why the director chose to use whatever he used, you know.
Yeah.
And why I can't even, it's, I would say like it looks like someone sat with like, I don't know, Windows Movie Maker and
Yeah.
like just did bunch of stuff,
Yes.
as much.
I feel as when I was a child, we had like when I was in not kindergarten but very early school, they tried to teach us PowerPoint and they showed us all of the transitions you could make in a PowerPoint, and the words would jump in and the transition would go like swooping and things would jump
The
up.
star and,
There would be
yeah.
stars, there would be shit everywhere, and you would be like, look at this.
Yeah,
and everyone would
it's
be
like that, but it works.
It works.
Yeah.
But like the thing is also, I think that one part of it making it a classic is that it's influenced by a lot of other musicals in some sort of way.
Okay.
And also the fact that you will watch it and it's so meta because it's a production about a production about a production.
Yeah.
Basically, it's so many turns in this, and it's about them rehearsing their theatrical play and their musical, and it's about the drama behind it and everything. But like, I can just watching it, I can see Phantom of the Opera, I can even see Mamma Mia in this, I can see Rent in this, I can see so many influences from other musicals where it's like, we want to bring everything good from every musical we like ever and put it in the same box.
Yeah, it is a cozy movie.
It is.
I like it.
It's
it
also
is.
one of the first movies I ever cried to, because when I was a teenager I was very hormonal, very emotional, and I was like, she dies. Today it's like, yeah, well, she dies.
Well,
Everything
I
else
actually,
that happened
like,
before that.
I almost teared up at
Yeah.
one scene. It wasn't. It wasn't not like it's not that I sat there and I was like, can this end?
No.
Or that I didn't believe in the characters, or that this was a real life for me.
Yeah.
It was like, I was just like, Jesus Christ, what's gonna happen now? When is he gonna sleep? But some stuff doesn't make any sense.
No.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
In this case. Like, one thing I'm really annoyed of, like, her disease.
Yes.
It's an STD, right? She has
Yeah.
And that is what she dies of.
Yes.
But
Probably HIV. I think they
I
are
think
hinting at HIV.
I think
through
they
the movie.
said what it was.
They
but
did?
I don't remember what it.
Maybe
what it
maybe
is.
they did, because they're
Yeah.
hinting at HIV with the different kind of things that's happening to her.
Yeah, but I don't understand that. Well,
No, that
If-
couldn't
if-
be, because that's so much later. It has to be something else.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
and that she had it. Well, doesn't the main character have it as well?
Yeah,
just
but
saying,
probably it hasn't
they
like with
fucked.
with
They
HIV.
fucked.
We don't know that.
You don't think they fucked?
We don't know that. They're not showing us. I'm
They
kidding.
were
I'm
in
kidding.
love.
I'm so kidding. But yeah, but
They kissed only, or yeah. That was like a weird thing, cause like
yeah, but also that could have been. But like if she has had it long, it could have evolved, and he wouldn't have gotten it directly. I mean, a lot of STD related diseases also evolve over time.
well,
So
it's the 1900s, so
things evolved faster in the 1900s.
No, he's probably gonna die in like maximum 2 years
Sure,
as well.
but he doesn't know that. He's living in the 1900s. He doesn't know
that's
that.
True.
But yeah, it's a movie that's trying to mix dramatic stuff with humor and with everything else in reachable distance. But also like they are using a lot of famous songs, and they're doing that in a good way too. They made a lot of like
It's a bit nostalgic.
Yeah,
Listening to those songs, and you almost want to like sing along.
yeah,
But it's also like I would have liked if they made their own songs.
yeah,
You know, like really good songs.
yes.
Because you would like
It could have been a really cool movie based on that too.
exactly. But I understand why you should
Yeah,
or you would like take that road.
yeah.
But do you feel that there is like something from this movie that you're gonna take with you?
Since I'm being a person that's a lot as well, or like I
Everything.
like mixing a lot of things into what I do. I see this both as a lesson and as something funny. Like, don't do this. Like, even though I think this is a really good movie, like good and cool movie, cool,
Cool and
cool
good.
movie.
Cool.
I could not. I don't think I would pull this aesthetics off that makes me look professional but still messy.
Yeah.
Like I want to be
understand.
something, and I want
One
to be
of those,
organized
yeah.
and stuff like that. So I take this as a lesson that you don't have to put everything in one movie. Like you can rather make 10 movies with different themes and stuff. But then I also like being influenced by this kind of stuff as well. I love the colors. I love the vibrant,
Wow, yeah.
warm feeling that you get from this movie, because everywhere you watch, there's something to see. Like every time you watch it, you see something new. There are so many things with the set dressing and the set decor that makes me like boil inside.
Yeah, I understand. I really understand. Just
Yeah.
being have seen your house. Like,
Yeah.
you do understand.
Yeah.
Oh, am I in a a mini museum of
In a
little...
spaceship.
Yeah, I would say yeah, sure, spaceship as well.
Yeah, but so like basically a lot of everything artistic about this movie, everything visual is very well made. And even like the clothing, the makeup, everything passes through. So I'm very impressed that they did this kind of movie, and I'm also very impressed that they got like someone. I would love to hear this pitch more than anything. I would like to see someone walk into a production office trying to bribe a dude to give him money to make this movie.
Do you think it looked something like the actual pitch that they had, like at that 20 minutes?
We're going to do a musical. And
About-
everyone's, about what? About a writer that wants to write a musical. But like,
Wait.
that's very meta. How do you think? How are you planning to? It's going to be very much colors and very much happening, and it's about to be about Indian culture, but it's based in Paris, but it's made in American by American actress that also talks English with British accents.
Wait, is he from America or is he from England? He's from England.
But
Is it a-
why?
Does the people talk French? No.
No. This is
they
the
also-
children of the revolution. What is the revolution? It's France in the 1900s.
They probably fought, like, I don't know, Spain or something. Or I don't know, Italy.
But you say that their play is about an Indian Maharaja. Yeah, yes. I want to mix cultures so that this is a movie that goes out to every viewer.
You know India very big? very, very dramatic people.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And you want to have a triangle drama in this. Yes, like in Harry Potter or something else, some other movie. Shit, Harry Potter has not been made. I'm sorry.
Wait,
I figured that when I was half
when did
through.
the first Harry Potter movie was made?
Late? Not late after this, but not...
I would guess like 02 or 03.
Why am I bringing up Harry Potter
I
and
don't
Moulin
know.
Rouge? I'm going to see
But-
Harry Potter.
I know that you like musicals.
Yeah, I do.
Uh,
I used to study musical.
yeah, but I don't know how far in you are. You know, do you want to make a musical?
I'm not as much into musical today than I was like when I was younger. It would be cool to make a musical, but I would not get into only doing that. Like, because I figure as if you make musicals as a filmmaker, then you make musicals. It's like getting into a genre, and this is what I do. I've done musical theater for many years. That's what I used to star in. I used to star in Little Shop of Horrors. I used to star in Grease. I used to star in Hair. I did a lot of these amateur versions of musicals.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, and it was a fun time, but I'm a horrible, horrible dancer, so that's not a good thing going for you when you want to be a musical artist.
Yeah, I would understand. But that's, well, if you don't need to be good at dancing.
I would get my dance grade, Karim, and it would be a red cross all over it.
Wait, what?
It did not work out well for me.
But I mean, if you're directing one,
yes,
you don't need.
Of course,
you can just bring in people.
No,
no.
I'm actually trying right now to write a musical theater piece again, which I haven't done in like 4 or 5 years. And it's harder doing it now, like when I've been away for a long time, because the drama is different and movies and theater is very different.
Yeah, I was just about to like ask you if you're like writing a musical, how different is it from like
very different.
A storytelling perspective, like the narrative.
Yeah, out of the narrative is like when you write a theatrical drama, which I used to do. I used to write plays before I started writing films. It's very much that in a drama you show everything. But you are also very limited because you can't have everything on stage. You can't have everyone on stage. You can't have rain. You gotta tell them that it's raining, or you gotta show them that it's raining. Stuff like that. Wow,
it's so raining outside right now. I'm getting so wet.
Yeah, but basically, and you gotta have rain sounds and stuff. But in a movie, you have the choice of showing things, so therefore you get a more serious narrative in some sort of way. But it all depends. I mean, like people who love musical theater. Doesn't always love musical movies, and same vice versa. So it's different. But I'm a big fan of both of them. Though musicals are not getting as much cred as they sometimes should have, because people are looking down on the musical art when it comes to that kind of both movies and most movies actually. Like, when it comes a new musical to the theaters, people are like, nah, that's a musical, because they think it's lame that people start singing in the middle of something. And I think it's super cool.
Well, La La Land did pretty good.
La La Land did pretty good, but it was also, like, La La Land differs a lot from the classic musical, because La La Land has a total different kind of soundtrack.
Okay.
Like musicals usually are very grand in some sort of way that you start talking and suddenly ends up in a song. As I feel it, La La Land is still very clear transitions. It feels very normal when they start singing. It's like you expect when they are going to start singing. In a casual musical, suddenly it's like
that.
Yeah, that. And you were like, hey, we're in a song and dance number happening right now. Like in the first Mamma Mia movie, they have this song by ABBA called Does Your Mother Know You're Out? And there's this super funny thing happening on a beach because this young guy is devouring this older lady, and there's a lot of guys and they're shoving everyone around. And you don't expect that to happen when she starts talking, and suddenly you're in the middle of this number. When it's finished, you're like, how did I miss this? Like, wasn't I in this?
How did this happen?
Yeah. So, I mean...
But I don't think you have, because we've talked about watching a movie from Bollywood.
Yeah.
But do you know how, like, have you seen a Bollywood movie?
I've
where
seen
they
like
dance and sing?
I've seen like parts of it, and I've
Yeah.
seen like semi Bollywood stuff basically, but I have not finished an entire Bollywood thing, I guess.
But do you see it, like, yeah, because I'm getting at, like, do you see it far from a musical, or like where does it stand between musical? You know,
I think it's different expressing song and dance movies and musicals, because there is a difference between them. Like musicals usually has it in the narrative. Like it's a big part of the narrative that you suddenly start singing or dancing because this is how your character acts. Or like in Mamma Mia, as an example again, you have different characters that are differently... there are characters who would immediately start dancing and doing a lot of acrobatic stuff, and then you have characters that you would never see dance, and they are very uncomfortable, and they're like they're very awkward inside of it. This is still a part of their characteristics. And in song and dance,
how do you think that differs from like a Bollywood movie?
I like, since I haven't seen a lot of Bollywood movies, I don't want to make it a big picture, but I feel as if song and dance movies are more like, hey, now we're showing a song and dance or whatever. Like they mix it into the narrative, but it's not a part of the characters.
Yeah, I understand.
So they're still a bit different. But it's like I said, I haven't seen enough, so I can't say for sure.
I think like from what I've seen,
yeah,
I haven't seen a lot of musicals, like Hollywood musicals.
No.
But I've seen a lot of Bollywood movies.
Okay.
My sister was like,
that's when we're different.
Yeah, she's like super into Bollywood movies.
Yeah.
And so I've seen just a lot of movies with her, mostly dramas. Where they start singing, you know, and it's about a love story or whatever.
Yeah.
And it becomes like very grand or whatever, but it almost feels like the dancing and singing parts are taking less space.
Yes.
From the movie.
Yeah.
You know, in this case, they're
adding something to make it more interesting, but it's not the initial thought.
But it's also not, you know, this grandiose thing of like a fantasy type of thing in that world, because they make it seem so so cultural. Like this is how it is.
Yeah, this is how it is here. We're really
And like the main guy is singing or whatever, and the girl like comes in and they have a you know, and whatever, and there's like girl dancers and boy dancers, and
I get what you're saying. And it's I mean it's like, it's a really cool art form if you do it right. It can
definitely. Also,
like, I think that the risk of making a musical is that it becomes lame if you don't do it nicely. Like they released a Swedish musical last year. I'm not telling the name, which is based on a Swedish singer's different songs. And the thing is, I love this musical because it's so stupid. Like, it's so stupid, and it's so...
It's bad?
It's bad, but it's bad in a good way. I can't, like...
Okay.
If I'm telling it, like, shortly, it's basically that they used his songs, and they used the songs in the dialogue as well, but they used the dialogue super weird, because, like, the things that they would say to the next person would not fit what the person had told them. And then suddenly they start singing, and you're like, you're just trying to do a cool transition into the musical number.
Yeah.
They did super funny musical numbers, but it also, like, we watched this a couple of weeks ago with two friends of mine, and we were laughing so hard because this is a really good Swedish artist, and his songs are very well known by people, and they could have been so cool if they would have used this better. But the entire story has a lot of flaws, and the characters have a lot of flaws, and they're also doing this thing where they're trying to making this both funny, dramatic, like grand looking and cool looking, and like they're trying. There's so much, to use a Swedish expression, but in English it's so much cookie on cookie.
That's a good way to end this.
Don't
if-
do
if-
cookie on
If
cookie.
you're gonna make a musical, don't do too much and know what the fuck you're doing.
Basically.